A hearty welcome to you all. We just came back from a weekend that served us some great football. The Milan Derby last night, and obviously Pep Guardiola getting a beating from the Arsenal. And the one that I was privileged enough to attend, the Soweto Derby, Saturday afternoon. It was chock-a-block. Great atmosphere as always. Yes, I do go by the name of Oscar. Since in football, we engage and discuss on anything to do with football from Africa to the world and from the world to Africa. Where do I even start on this particular game? I think it's important for me just really to focus on the positives and magnify those for Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs moving forward. Obviously, for an Orlando Pirates team, it just shows or proves to everyone that they are a championship side. They really want to fight or really want to win the Betway Premiership. They have a great squad. They've got quality players. The young players have been doing extremely well. Well, the approach on the game, going to this game, I think it's the same with Jose Rivero continuing with his trusted, 4-2-3-1. Chain, the goalkeeper, Van Rooyen, Hoto, those are his fullbacks. Centrally, we've got a Bodlela Sibis who's been doing extremely well coming to this match, partnered with Esesana. And then you have Mbata and a Makaula in the double pivot, and the front four of Maswanganyi, Nkota, Mufukeng, and the target man on the day was Tsegofatso Mabas. On the side of Kaizer Chiefs, it looked like a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3 because it had Bavuma, the goalkeeper, Ditlokwe left back, right back, Jambulo Blom, the central pairing of Miguel and Dotley, and then you have a midfield three or double pivot of Samkelo Zwane and Mthethwa, or you could say a midfield three of Mthethwa, Zwane, and Matlou, and the front three of Ranga, Dushabalala, and Mmodi. But I'm led more to say it was a 4-2-3-1 because Matlou had the responsibility of playing that 10 role with Dushabalala, who's been played a lot in that position, playing more now as a play on the day, more as a on the side. But you can tell the boy he is leaning more on playing centrally. That's why you'd find him a lot in that central zone. And then the target man of a Ranga Shivaviro. I think the positives I'm taking out, especially for Kaizer Chiefs, is that I think a majority of people went into the match thinking that Kaizer Chiefs are going to get a beating of their lives because Orlando Pirates have been playing well and individual brilliance is there. Playing as a team, they have it. They fight to the last minute. This is what we've seen over the past 12 months, winning the game in the last minutes against Mamelodi Sundowns in the Nedbank Cup final, winning the game in the dying minutes in the MTN final against Stellenbosch, scoring in the critical phases against Al-Ahly. So they've built this muscle. I think it's fair to call. I know in Old Trafford and Man U fans, they'll know this. There is what they call Fergie time, which was like the critical phases of the match, 85, 6, 7, 90, and those extra minutes. I think Orlando Pirates, they have this Jose Rivero time, where when it's the critical phases, the last 10 minutes of the game, 85, 86, 87, 89, 90, and the extra time given, you are most likely to see Orlando Pirates scoring in the dying minutes, attempting to score in those minutes, and it's exactly what we saw on the day. The Kaizer Chiefs considered the penalty. People are arguing whether it was a penalty or it's not a penalty. The referee gave an advantage to Mufokeng and then eventually missed. It should have not been judged a penalty, but because the advantage had been given to the player. But if everyone agrees that Njabulo Blom had a touch on Mufokeng, then it's a penalty. But overall, Kaizer Chiefs played better than what people came to the match. But one thing I don't want to even forget, which was really surprising for me at the stadium, was the overwhelming support from Orlando Pirates. I don't know if the Kaizer Chiefs fans did not come to the game because they thought their team was going to get a beating of their lives. Hence we saw a great number from Orlando Pirates. I mean, even when, before the match begins, they will do their traditional, stuff of acknowledging the fans. Orlando Pirates will do this sign, and the players will stand in at the center line, do that, and followed by a Kaizer Chiefs who will acknowledge the fan with the peace sign. At that point in time, I realized almost immediately that Kaizer Chiefs fans were outnumbered by the Orlando Pirates fans. But we all know that Kaizer Chiefs fans are more than any other club in the Republic of South Africa. Anyway, that was just one surprising factor. But now going back to the game, the first half, I think it was really poor for me. And this is from both sides, especially Kaizer Chiefs, because they lost a lot of balls. They lost a lot of balls. And I've emphasized this point over and over again, that Kaizer Chiefs will always struggle to build up from the back if they have an Ox in the middle, because Ox must have that role of collecting the ball from the center backs and then feeding it to a Zwane or a Matlo. But the problem with an Ox is that he is brilliant in marking, intercepting balls and winning balls, but his weaknesses are he cannot pass, he cannot trap to save his life. But he was not the weakest link in that Kaizer Chiefs team. Njabulo Blom, as to how the guy came back second half, I don't know, because he's the one also considered who fouled Mufokeng that led to a penalty, eventually a penalty goal for Maswangai. So for me, Blom was the weakest link. So how Nabi approached this game, I think he approached this game not wanting to lose the game. Yeah, no, I think that was the approach. A point for Kaizer Chiefs and the Nabi would have been great. A win would have been superb. So another guy that really surprised me and really impressed me, he had a very, very, very good game. The back four of Kaizer Chiefs with a Ditlhoko playing as a left fullback, he kept Mohao Nkota quiet. The only time Mohao went past Ditlhoko was when he do that, that 180 turn on the touch line, and Ditlhoko didn't have a choice but to foul him, ending up collecting a yellow card. He had to take that one for the team because Nkota passing him would have probably put in a cross that we all don't know or what could have happened with. So the back four of Kaizer Chiefs, the instruction clearly was for Ditlhoko and Njabulo Blom not to cross the line. They were all dependent on their three midfielders and their front three, which is Mmodi, Mmodi, and the Shiva Viro. And I'm thinking now, in hindsight, had one of them gone to add the numbers and help with width, because what was happening was they were not crossing the center line, that is Ditlhoko and Njabulo Blom. So they were depending on Samgelo Zwane and Tetwa, Matlo, Mdu, with some combination play, which was, tried over time and time again between a Mdu, a Matlo, and a Samgelo. I think the one outstanding performer on the side of Kaizer Chiefs must really be a Mmodi. He has been revived. He was hungry. and he's probably very angry with himself because the chance Kaizer Chiefs got in the first 5 minutes or so of that game, I was like, this is definitely a goal. A mistake from a Thabiso Sesane, which is not the first time. I think he committed similar mistakes when they were knocked out by Maggies in the last 16 of Kalim Black Label. So he committed the same mistake, hit the ball against Ashivaviro, and Mmodi was clear. One-on-one with the keeper, attempted to go around the keeper. Great save by Sipho Chade, who has really done well at Orlando Pirates, certifying that number 1 position as his. So Pule Mmodi will really be shooting himself. He should have done better there, really done better. Even if he had taken a shot as he was approaching, we would have understood if a Sipho Chade saved it. But attempting to go around the keeper while Sesane and Sibisi are breathing heavily on your back, come on dude, you score that goal, changes everything, changes the approach from Jose Rivero, and it's going to enable Kaizer Chiefs to play on a counter, play on transition, because definitely Orlando Pirates will be throwing more bodies forward. So that's what was happening. So now coming to the midfield. So because Mthethwa is not that good, he's not comfortable on the ball, he's not the greatest of passers. So what will happen is they would bypass the middle, whether a ball is with Njabulo Blom, who lost a lot of balls on that right, or a Ditlhokwe. Ditlhokwe will play on the left, feed a Mmodi, or bring the ball back to the middle to a Dudley or a Miguel, who will launch the ball to a Shivaviro. What will happen then now, because they've bypassed the middle, they'll be playing on secondary balls, which will your Matlo will be fighting for, or your Mdu. Matlo, he's back. I mean, he's really playing. I just hope, because I think he was substituted because of a scare of an injury, but I don't think it's serious. I'm hoping that tomorrow when they're playing Amazulu, he'll be back healthy. Because I mean, even if you're an opposition fan, you want players to be healthy. You want players that they've got a great potential to continue getting minutes, grinding it out and playing. So they would bypass the middle, go to Shivaviro. Shivaviro was really starved of supply, because Kaizer Chiefs, their midfield was not at its best in that first half. Yes, there were moments, because there were a whole lot of errors in the first half on both sides. Your Mthethwa losing balls, and another thing is, I don't know what was wrong with the turf. I know last weekend when Kaizer Chiefs was playing free agents, the turf didn't look good. The ground did not look good. And yesterday, I don't know if it was wet, there were a lot of players just lippering around on both sides. On both sides. And that was what was happening. So there were half chances here and there, but the greatest of chances in that first half was that of a Pule Mmodi. On the side of Orlando Pirates, they say they play the same way, match in, match out. You will definitely have a Hoto supporting a Mufukeng. You're going to have a Van Rooyen supporting a Nkota. Nkota was kept quiet by Ditlhokwe. The defense of Kaizer Chiefs really played well on the day. The person that maybe I'm overly critical on, that will make an Orlando Pirates play, is a Talent Mbata. At times, a Talent Mbata will hide himself, and when he does that, he makes a Makaula to suffer. Had a great game. He really was like a lion in that middle. That is Makihleni Makaula, and not a great impact from Memaswangani, but he was spraying some beautiful passes. Not a great impact in the first half from a Mfukeng, but the one who was really kept quiet and even substituted in the come second half was a Mohau. Second half is where Orlando Pirates started coming to Kaizer Chiefs. Now the new players from the side of Kaizer Chiefs were introduced in the second half. Mfundo Vilakazi, Thabo Cele, Lilepo, I'm forgetting someone else. They were all introduced in the Sereno, all introduced in the second half. Bavuma as well had a great game. Saved a lot of balls in that second half. So Lilepo is one guy I must admit that I don't want to overhype the guy. It's early days. I mean, he just played 30 minutes on Saturday. So I don't want to overhype the guy. But what I've seen so far, there are good bones there. He is comfortable on the ball. Even if he gets the ball facing his goal, he's skillful enough to turn around. And you can tell also he's got the base. His physique is intimidating. I mean, when Dushabalala and Matlo were substituted for Sereno and Mfundo, they played with a front three. Now, Lilepo, who started when he was introduced, he played more as a right winger. At some point, he swapped with Mmodi and went to the left. Now, these two, when they were introduced, Lilepo played centrally, and when Shivaviro went out. And maybe that's something that Nabi is really going to work with. But what I've seen so far from that Glody, Maccabi, Lilepo, he's a very good player. I don't want to hype the guy. It's early days, and he's a good player. Thabo Cele, he's quality, definitely quality. But the danger in having your debut in a Soweto Derby is that such a match can actually kill you, can make you or destroy you. He lost some balls as well. There was one he lost, and Orlando Pirates were on transition, ended up missing the goal. But at Thabo Cele, you still have to catch up to the pace, the intensity of the Betway Premiership. You're already coming from an extremely cold climate, coming to South Africa where it's extremely hot, because we play most of our football in summer months, as opposed to you who is playing in Europe, who play most of their football in the winter months. So to adjust, even if you're born in South Africa, to adjust to that, it's not gonna be overnight. And I hope that the Kaizer Chiefs family followers will be patient with you. But you can tell you've got the confidence. I mean, you are really confident on the ball, and but it's the pace. It's the pace that you must be aware of, that you are no longer there in Europe, in Russia. You are here in South Africa, where you might not even be given a time on the ball, especially if you're playing for your Kaizer Chiefs. But good bones as well on Thabo Cele, Lilepo. I am taken. I am impressed. And so, yeah. The match for me was a 50-50. A draw was really a fair result on this. One official could have given that penalty, another one could have not. If the one who could have not given it, people would have still understood. But because it's been given, now people are justifying why. And Jabulo Blom, his hands are motioned to around a Mufukeng. It becomes a talking point that if you're in the box, why would you want to touch? Now, if we all acknowledge that there was a touch, why is the player touching in such a manner in the box? I mean, it's going to be a debate, and I don't know until when. We'll have to see tonight, Soccer Zone, if Shiro Shamanyun is going to sort it out, or the Flongwani guy. But overall, a good match. A lot of positives from both sides. Orlando Pirates, a championship mentality. Kaizer Chiefs, they show character. They really played well in that match. Their new signings, it looks like a Kaizer Chiefs or Nabi has got some depth now, especially the forward guys. Yes, they didn't score on the day, but he's got, I love Mdu Shabalala. I think he won my heart on Saturday. But let me hear from you. What do you think about the game, the new signings overall? If you're at the stadium, what did you not like? Now, let me end it there by declaring, may my God bless you all.